I never imagined hearing those words from the woman I loved most. I don't want intimacy because you're bad in bed. It hit me harder than any slap could, cold, humiliating, absolute. For a few seconds, I just stared, waiting for her to take it back. But she didn't. She crossed her arms, like she'd been rehearsing that line for months. That night, I didn't argue. I didn't yell or plead. I stepped onto the balcony, lit a cigarette I hadn't touched in months, and stared out at the city lights, trying to figure out where I'd gone wrong. 3 years of marriage. I thought we were solid, maybe not perfect, but steady. Turns out, stability means nothing when your partner begins to see you as a disappointment. The worst part wasn't even her words. It was the calm with which she said them, as if she had already decided I wasn't enough. That's when something inside me broke, or maybe woke up. I realized love without respect is nothing but slow poison. The next morning, I packed a small bag and left. No yelling, no explanations, just quiet. Because if someone can say something like that and sleep beside you peacefully, it means they stopped caring long ago. That was the last time she saw the man she could belittle. I moved into a small apartment across town. Nothing fancy, just enough to start over. The first few weeks were hard. Every creak, an echo reminded me of what I'd lost. But in that silence, I found clarity. Her words replayed in my mind over and over. You're bad in bed. At first, they hurt. Then, slowly, they fueled me. She was wrong. Not about the words themselves, but about why they had seemed true. I had let life dull me, let routine replace passion. So I made a choice. If I was going to rebuild, I'd rebuild everything, my mind, my body, my confidence. I joined a gym. The first day, I could barely lift a barbell without shaking. Pain became my language, discipline my therapy. I changed my diet, quit drinking, started sleeping properly. Slowly, I began to look in the mirror and recognize the man staring back at me. But the transformation wasn't just physical. I dove into books on relationships, psychology, even intimacy, not to impress anyone, but to understand what real connection truly means. For the first time in years, I didn't feel bitter. I felt awake. Months passed and people noticed. Friends, coworkers, even strangers. But what surprised me most was when she noticed. Out of nowhere, she texted me one night. You've changed. You look different. Can we talk? I stared at the screen for a long moment, then smiled. She wanted to see the man she once underestimated. When we finally met, it was at the same cafe we used to frequent in the early days of our marriage. She walked in wearing that familiar perfume, the one that used to make me weak inside. But this time it didn't. She sat across from me, nervous, a strange sight for a woman who once made me feel so small. You look amazing, she said softly. I just nodded, letting her words hang in the air. She tried to talk about the past, about confusion, about not meaning to hurt me. Her tone was different now, not sharp, not cold, just tinged with regret. I listened quietly, letting her wrestle with her own guilt in silence. Finally, she looked up, eyes glistening. I miss us, she said. I took a slow sip of my coffee and smiled. You don't miss us, I said. You missed a version of me who tolerated being disrespected. Her face paled. For the first time, she had no control, no power. And in that moment, I realized revenge wasn't about making her feel small. It was about reclaiming myself. When I walked out of that cafe, I didn't look back. I wasn't angry anymore. I was free. Today, I'm not defined by what she said or how she saw me. I'm defined by my refusal to stay broken. Her words once crushed me, but they also rebuilt me. She never expected me to change, but that's exactly what I did. Now, she's just a lesson I'll never forget.